Hey everybody, it is your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African Queen. We are here to speak on. Wait a minute, let's fix this camera somehow so that you guys something like that. Wait a minute, come on. It is your girl, Mother from Mama, the undisputed African Queen. You're here for the first time and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please go ahead and do that because we are speaking on Mother's Vineyard. We are here to promote Black love, Black love. Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where my feet may fall. And there I found my in oceans deep, my faith will stand. We are spreading the love. You're here for the first time. You haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Please go ahead and do that. We are talking about the last episode of Mary Vin. What is it? What is it? Yes, the summer house where black people live. Okay, the third episode. The third episode of Mary's Vineyard. Yes, it is. I'm still catching feelings because I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand what the beef is. I don't get it. Okay, I don't understand why these people cannot just live together. Now, Shanice, I have a problem with Shanice because Shanice is all over the place. Oh, goody, goody, goody.
This mic on? Hey now.
Mike is on. What's going on? What's going on?
What's goody y'all? It's goody y'all. It's my first time using a microphone
Is
in
it?
like a year.
Oh my gosh,
It feels like a
welcome.
year.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Give me your thoughts on the uh, so far because you were not there. We did. I hope Erica is gonna join me soon. She's visiting her with her mom. But we did a review. We've done review twice. Give me your take on this show so far.
So I love it because it's less dramatic. No, that's not true. It's dramatic, but it's less chicanery, less foolishness than some of the other reality shows that have been on for the past couple of years. Everyone is doing age appropriate behavior. Like they are age appropriate. They are
Is your
striving
niece is your
towards.
niece is your niece age appropriate?
Yes, Shanice is age appropriate, but she's age appropriate for what I would think is a different race. She's Girls Gone Wild, which was a show. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah, yeah.
Girls Gone Wild. Traditionally speaking, black girls, we might twerk, but we're keeping our shirt on,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
right? It's
mm-hmm.
a different ball game for Shanice. But no shade that, she's proud of her body. It's a nice body. I
It's
think
cute.
she pulls I think she pulls her shirt off too much for me. But
Much for me too.
if she's happy with it, I'm happy for her. But so far, black people going to black people who are educated,
Okay, sure.
they may be immature to some extent, but they're intelligent. They may do silly things, but it's not ratchet. Even though there's some parts that, like, yes, there's shirts coming off and yes, there's a bunch of twerking. It's not something I frown upon. I don't
Mm-hmm.
frown on it. I actually like it because the storyline seemed fresher than, again, it's not just people hating on each other. It's not fake romance. like that show that I
Mm-hmm.
told you I don't like anymore, right? It's not like so any of the connections or romantic potential that we see
Uh-huh.
on the show,
Mm-hmm.
if you're single and you're dating, it's actually realistic to what's out there instead of this faux idea of being ready, everyone being ready to love, but people aren't even ready to pay a mortgage. So I
That
like the show.
is, yeah, yeah. Um, I like the show too. I like the show. I
It's
feel like,
refreshing. That's what I'll say.
mm-hmm,
Amongst all
that,
of the things, like, you know, even though I haven't been vlogging about anything, I have been watching, well, I'm lying to you. I stopped watching when I'm watching something and it just seems more negative, like there's conflict with no resolution,
mhm.
like Potomac, where, you
Yes,
know, they
yes.
decided it's like we're supposed to be watching women interact. Even if they say sisterhood, but it's not really a sisterhood. But what you would expect is to see, what happens when we put a bunch of women of a certain age from a certain pedigree together and they interact. But what we saw this season was them not interacting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So that was
mm-hmm,
rubbish. Then you have Married to Medicine, and they had a whole ton of rubbish as well. So this is refreshing. Back to the answer of the question. How do I feel about this? This was
mm-hmm.
refreshing. I've been watching. I watched last season. Um, Hilariously, the people have changed. Like I like Bria more this time. She is still a brat. She is still a brat, but I like her more now. Maybe she has seen what she looked like last time and she's drinking less. I like her more now. Without
Mm-hmm.
Silas, I'm able to empathize a little bit more with Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
Without Silas, um, Summer is the villain to me. I don't like Summer's behavior, her disposition. I'm not fond of Jordan.
I would take Summer over the girl who's
Jordan,
losing her hair.
her name's
I
Jordan.
would, yes, I would take Summer any day compared to Jordan.
So what I will say is I like to give people I like to look at things through multiple lenses.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan is miserable. And Jordan has been she was miserable last season. We didn't know she had alopecia. She knew she had alopecia. And the problem here, any black woman losing her hair will feel some kind of way and will be slightly miserable,
Mm-hmm.
especially if she's not telling you that she's losing her hair.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you don't know, that's a secret she's keeping.
Mm-hmm.
And she said in this episode, at least before, she was able to the wigs were a choice before. Right now she has no choice. So Jordan is miserable. More
I
so
have to be
because
honest with you.
wait,
Yeah,
wait.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Her identity is wrapped up in her beauty, and a woman's beauty is wrapped up in her hair. So it's not just the loss of the hair. I dare say that even her career is wrapped up in her beauty. So she's taking a lot of hits. So what we're seeing with Jordan is a misery that I can extend grace to. Hey, Erica.
Hey, hey.
This is the
What's up,
But
first
Miss
time
then,
I'm on
Lucy?
the mic in like a year.
Oh,
girl,
I'm
I've been
glad
trying
you're
to call
here.
her. I called her like 50 times and she was not picking up my phone. So I was like, okay.
I've been sleeping, literally sleeping for months.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now that Erica's here, I don't have to do the rerun. I've been watching. I can pick up where y'all left off, where we left off in the show. Last episode, Nick just found out that they were talking about him being too handsy, and I personally felt bad for him. But we could come
I
back to
did.
it.
Yeah,
How
I
do y'all
did.
feel about it?
Erica, go ahead.
Um, I mean, I felt bad that they should have said something, but he is handsy, so they should just said something. I don't see why it's really that big of a deal. I mean, the way they edited it, it seemed like okay, he does get a little friendly. I don't think that that's necessarily indicative of him having issues in his relationship, which is kind of where they're taking it. And I'm like, he
Mm-hmm.
might just be a touchy feely type person, which is the vibe that I got. So if you
I have
all
to
are
tell you
taking
this.
vacations together and y'all such tight friends, just
Mhm.
say something. Like you can
I
even say
went
it
to.
jokingly, but why couldn't they? I don't see why they said something to Preston, but they didn't feel
Mhm.
comfortable enough to say it to Nick, and he's their friend. So
It's
I'm
funny
glad
to
they
me.
watched it, but
It's really funny to me because I went to one of my son's basketball games, and I was talking to this woman. She's black. She was the only black, one of the black people. We were like three of us in this, and I was talking to her, and I was like, every time I talk to her, I'll be like, I slap on her thighs, and we do, because I'm very touchy. Okay. And then one time I told her, please go pick up my son because my husband is working and I'm working. And she's like, oh my gosh, I did not know you're married. You're very touchy. I thought you're lesbian. I said, what? 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 She says because I was, for us, when we are talking, when I'm talking to you, when we laugh, we go like this. We slap our hands. If I'm not slapping your hands, I'm going like this on your face. I'm like, what? What? So that was like, I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Traditionally speaking, historically speaking, I'm known as the boundaries queen. I do not like people touching me.
Jesus.
Um, and people who touch me know that. Like the people who love me, like even my mom used to be like, "Come here." Like people who know me and people who love me, just they'd be like, "Yeah, all right, cool. I'm hugging you." So deal.
Why? Why?
I just don't like people touching me. I think it's an energetic. I got stuff with me. I think it's an
Yeah, yeah,
energetic
yeah. I'm
exchange.
not talking about good. Yeah.
Erica, are
Hmm.
you familiar with that movie Fallen? I think it had Denzel Washington and Dan Goodman in it, where like the evil was hopping from one person to the
oh
next. And
yeah, I remember that movie. And then it hopped into somebody at the end, right?
yeah, and it would always sing that stupid song. Like I like to think that well, I don't like to think, but I do believe that there is an energetic exchange. So, I try
Hmm.
not to touch people. I
Hmm.
actually well, I think it was last summer. I ran into Nick and his girlfriend at a party. He doesn't have that
Okay.
energy in person. In person when he's with her. And I don't know if they're still together. Hopefully they are, but she is the life of the party. She is the dancing queen, and he is just watching her.
That's weird.
And
But
Really?
but
so,
also they did say that this happens when he's drunk.
r-
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm
we were
saying?
drinking.
So
We were drinking, but what I'm thinking and why I felt bad for him is just like you said, he felt comfortable with them. So, there's certain guards he's letting down with them. Is he a little bit taking a step back? I believe that he has a habit. On the surface, you look at him, you think nerd, you think soft, you think geek. I think when he's with the fellas, there's this exercise of masculinity that he's trying to push on us. Like we're watching him be a manly man. So there's that. And I'm referencing like the
Hmm.
things he says when he's with the fellas, right? And then there's this idea that, like you said, we are cool. We travel together. If you thought that I was touching you too much,
Why did you come to
say
me?
something to me in the
Say
moment.
something. Exactly.
Tell me to stop. But what they did, and again, this plays into the disposition of people who are used to being the pretty girl or Because Summer didn't say he was touching her until Jordan believes everyone finds her attractive. Jordan thinks that.
For some reason, she thinks
I
she's a
mean, she's a
queen.
pretty girl. I won't take that away
Yeah,
from her.
but
But
she's not. But she's. I mean, she's average. She's very average. You
she's
are
pretty.
Ahmad,
And
you live in New
Ahmad,
York City.
Ahmad,
Goody.
Ahmad, you
No,
have to remember that all
no,
these
she's a
girls.
no.
Playboy
Let me finish,
bunny.
Ahmad. Let me finish. You have to remember that all these girls met at that Playboy bunny thing, right? So those women, that's like strippers be average looking with crazy bodies sometimes. But if you're a stripper and all the attention is on you, the same way that if you're like a playmate or you're a play, whatever. I've seen plenty of playmates. They have great bodies, but their face is questionable. So, but if you're in that
I would,
industry where
Erica.
you're,
All
I
eyes
would
on
be
you at all
twisting.
times.
I would be
yeah,
twisting my neck if I saw Shawnee's. If I saw Shawnee's and her ass, I'll be twisting my neck compared to this one over here. Come on, man.
Yeah, but this is
And
the
then you
thing.
live in New York City where we
Yes,
have little young people all over the streets. What are we talking about?
this is the thing in New
Goody.
York. And if
Mhm.
you are a Playboy bunny, the hood's not going to the Playboy mansion. The hood's and they we not going to the Playboy clubs. There's a certain
that even
aesthetic.
to this day, that gets you somewhere. Like I have a girlfriend now who's older. She is in her 60s and she was a playmate, and it's a whole thing, girl.
It's a club.
Like
Girl, tell me about
she
that because I don't know about that. Tell me
it's
what
a
is that
whole
about?
sort of like I don't know if I want to say
If
like
you a regular stripper, you're a regular stripper. But if you meet the qualifications to be a Playboy bunny, you are the upper echelon of the girls who take their clothes off. And you do way less than like what you see them doing in Atlanta or in that show. What's the name of that show? P Valley. The
right.
things you
Yes.
see them doing, they're not doing that. All they doing is shaking their head to the side and ooh, hoo, hoo.
But the
They're
point
not
I'm
doing
making,
much.
Mod, is it's some sort of prestige to it,
Yes.
which is to explain how her attitude is a prestige to it, but it's not really based on how you look in the face. I'm just gonna
Oh
say that.
snap!
Hey,
So
ladies.
Sheila. Hi, Sheila.
Oh
Listen, all
snap!
these people are explaining to me what a playboy is because you know where I come from. I'm African, so I don't know what the fuck.
because to me, I think Bria is cute too, but she's average looking, but she does carry herself like I know I'm that chick. And I think part of it is because they had
They
this
were Playboy, but
this Playboy bunny
that's upper
history.
echelon. There's
Yeah.
prestige to it, and to be quite frank, that's not like black guys are gonna love it because it's a status symbol. But those are the men that
So
these
are
are the
you
women.
goody?
These are the strippers that the bankers and the Wall Street dudes are. These are the gentlemen. There is a gentleman's club. The Playboy Mansion is a
Because
gentleman's.
what does Jordan do
Wait,
for a living now?
are you telling me all these
I
girls were
think she's a
strippers?
model, and I think she
Are
does.
you saying
Yeah,
all these girls were strippers?
yeah. That yes, yes. But you wouldn't call it that because they were Playboy bunnies. But that's
What
essentially what
difference
we're
does this
saying.
make? You're a stripper, you're a stripper.
I mean, they might have kept their little bunny ears and they cotton tails on, but yeah, upper
So you're
Oh
saying,
my
echelon.
so you're
gosh.
saying all the ladies on this show were strippers.
Yes. Well,
Sheila,
not strippers.
clearly, when
Sheila,
a
they were
girl comes,
Playboy bunnies. They were
Sheila,
Playboy bunnies.
you and I
And
have
this is the thing
daughters.
about Jordan.
Right.
Jordan is
Yes.
one of the only black women to grace the cover of a Playboy magazine.
Oh, so she
So you
feels
see,
like
it comes with a thing. She has a level, so that's why she thinks everyone wants her because traditionally speaking, historically speaking,
ah.
everyone wants her in her circle. In her, so she's a good-looking girl in that Playboy bunny circle.
No, she's not.
No,
She's
in the I
ordinary.
said in
She's
the Playboy
ordinary.
bunny
Go
circle.
ahead, but she's very ordinary. But
She's
go ahead,
ordinary,
please.
but once she comes out of that, so she comes out of the Playboy bunny circle, and now she's telling people, "Oh, I'm the first black girl to grace the cover of this, that, and the third." So people like Alex, who I've also seen in Brooklyn, people like Alex they're going to be like, oh, because there's a level of prestige associated with who she is. So she's
Ah.
average to us, but in her world, she's a big deal.
So now, is that the young lady? And excuse me, because I'm
What's
still
the
trying to learn
alopecia?
the show.
It's the
Is
girl
that
who's
no?
losing
Okay.
her hair.
So I
That's the
think
girl
the
who's
other
losing
one
her
who
hair.
had, I thought the other one had a job. Summer, is that the one that they didn't like?
Shanice?
No,
Yes.
she's talking about the girl who is losing her hair.
Yeah. Okay. I know Jordan, but I think the other one who doesn't have a job is much cuter
She
than
was a
Jordan.
salesperson.
That's what I say, Shanice.
She was in
Shanice
sales.
is
I
very
don't,
cute.
she was, so the people who were Playboy bunnies would be Jordan, Jasmine, and Bria. Shanice was a salesperson, a pharmaceutical salesperson.
What about the girl they're inviting to come over the next episode?
Noelle, I wouldn't be surprised if she was in fashion. She wasn't. The three Playboy bunnies were Jasmine. That's why Silas is like, I don't really want you with Jordan like that.
Because I know that, yeah.
I know what y'all was up, you know.
And
Because
I want us to talk about that. I want us to talk about that because there's that big, it's like it's I don't know, between her, the two girls, right?
Jordan
Between,
and
yeah, Jordan and what's her name?
Jasmine.
Jasmine. And it reminds, it's like, when you get married, you are already in a kind of a different scenario compared to the people who are single. So you're expected to move in a different way. Why are they judging her for
I feel
changing
like,
her lifestyle?
I mean, did y'all discuss this when you
No,
discussed
I'm
the
gonna go
last
get
two
my drink. Go
episodes?
ahead and discuss that. I'll be.
Oh wait, I
I'm
want
gonna
to
go
make
get
this
my drink.
correction because I wasn't sure about this, but I did look it up. So according to Bravo, Shanice, even though she is the pharmaceutical, she was also a Playboy bunny.
Okay, so that's where they met.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
so. She's over
Mariah
there
wasn't
running
though. I don't
naked.
think Mariah was.
God.
I don't think so
I
either.
believe there's so many things about this show. Like I really think it's ridiculous how Jasmine shaded Mariah for these people who, by the end of last season, decided to ice Jasmine out and not really be her friend. That's wild to me. It's also God, but it is God, but it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when we get to it, when we start talking about the guests, because I guess when we get to that part of the discussion, we can really dive a little bit deeper into the whole notion of the guests and the vote and who's really in charge of the house. Is there a final say? Like all of that, I think is the thing because it was kind of like, oh, it's a vote, so she agreed to it. I don't know from
I,
last
I,
season, and I'm kind of like, and now you basically are like, she's coming. So
what
I
I
mean,
really
I
think,
really thought that was shady. I didn't see last season, so I'm not really familiar with the two people that they were discussing. What Phil and this young lady that they're
mhm.
asking, can they come? But that was kind of shady how she did
Well,
with
this
the
is the thing. What I think is
inviting
the
the young lady.
ultimate shade is that Mariah and Jasmine are in film. I put 100% on the idea that Mariah and Jasmine collectively pitched this idea, and this was a collective idea pitched by them because the others aren't in film in in that way,
oh,
right?
that's right, because they're like screenwriting partners, right? I
Right.
think.
I
Okay,
put money on they pitched this idea to Bravo. So for
okay.
Mariah to get sent home last season was wild. And that is why when it came down to it, she knew she needed to put Mariah there, especially after they all iced her out.
Hmm.
It's kind of like I really don't care what you have to say because I turned my back on my best friend. We were homeless together as we were chasing our craft. The only reason that Jasmine kind of got out of her circumstances is because she got married. But it was they were thugging that out. Mariah and Jasmine were thugging it out
Mhm.
as screenwriters together.
Wow. Okay.
I wish you would pitch this idea to me. I wish we would pitch this idea to Bravo. We get picked up, and you come to me with the foolishness, girl.
I I I last season, because this is the second season they're coming back, I felt some type of way when they really let her go. Okay, it was
And then to find out
unnecessary.
it was because of Amir and his foolishness, and he wasn't
and
man
and,
enough to open his
it's
mouth.
not even about, it's because he was not given a chance to say this is my fault. I'm the one. He was not given, so I'm not gonna blame it on him.
You
I
don't have a
feel
chance
like
when you've done something wrong, and you see two people are about to come to fisticuffs as a result. As a man, it's your duty to say, "Hold on, stop, wait. This is a misunderstanding, and I am at fault."
mm-hmm,
I know why he didn't do it,
mm-hmm,
because he's not accustomed to seeing
correct.
women of color
Yes,
getting ready to go at it. He
right.
probably was a bit frightened,
He was.
but a man is going to stand up. Like he's able,
Okay,
I
wait,
like a
wait a
man.
minute, you guys. I think we need to explain to Sheila because she didn't see it, so she
Okay.
can't
Yeah,
really comment it.
please, thank
She doesn't
you.
really know.
Oh,
So we
Sheila,
need
you did
to kind
not
of
see what, you did not watch that.
No,
So what
no.
happened was Bree, the spoiled brat, came in with the dog, and they were not expecting the dog to come in. Okay.
Okay.
So she shows up with a little tiny cutie dog, right? And everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, she's here with a dog." Anyway, they say, "Well, okay, fine. She has a dog, it's fine." But then the dog was pooping everywhere.
Ooh.
And on top of that, I think they put dog stuff in the washer, which was, isn't it
With the
right?
clean towels, Sheila. They don't.
With the,
They put the dog laundry with the people them clean
Oh
towels,
no. Ooh,
and you already know.
ooh, ooh.
Let
Who
me be
did
very
that?
clear with
Did
you.
Bria
I got
do
a
that?
dog last summer, and
Oh
I wash his
my
clothes. I wash my dog, not his clothes. I wash his towels and all of that at the
God.
laundromat.
Child, listen, I have
Ooh.
to tell you this. I am African. There are things I struggle with in this country. Now I don't want to be cancelled, but so go ahead, Goody, because I am not
Wait,
trying to be
so now,
cancelled on
so
this show.
who was coming to fist? So Bria
Child.
and who else? Because Bria was the one
No,
with the dog.
well, yeah, until he brought in his rich boyfriend from Germany who brought very expensive gifts to the people, and they were all like, "Oh, oh,
wait,
Bria
Maj.
can."
She needs to know what happened with Mariah. That's before we go there.
Oh,
So,
Mariah was kicked out.
You
Mariah was
wanna break
kicked
it down,
out.
Erica?
okay, so from what I recall, the clothes were commingled, and Mariah came to Bria like, your dog stuff was in here with our wash towels. Like we wash our faces with this. So she like had a big attitude. So they kind of went to bat. And from what I recall, Amir was actually the one who mixed the towels in, right?
Mhm,
Right.
mhm.
And
But
he
he
didn't.
never
You
said
watched them
nothing.
arguing.
He never said anything. They were just going back and forth, like, you can't put your dog stuff in here. And so at some
Hmm.
point, I think Mariah maybe she threw the clothes at Bria. It was something where
She kind of pushed
She was
them
like
into her
this.
chest, like, "Yo,
yeah,
take this and get out my
yeah,
face."
and then they were kind of like going, but they didn't really fight. But after that, you know how Bria's so dramatic. So she started crying and oh, that girl, and then Mariah, if you see her, was a lot bigger than Bria.
She's like,
Yeah,
I would believe her to be 5'11", 6 feet.
yeah,
Yeah,
Mm,
so
yeah.
she's tall and Bria's like little and stuff. So Bria's
right.
like, oh my gosh, I was so scared, like
Yeah,
whatever.
I
And
know. I
so
see. Yeah.
they were like, okay, if she's gonna put her hands on somebody, she got to go. That's what pretty much the people voted. But it was kind of
Mm.
like
It's
Amir
bullshit.
never said, like, well,
Bullshit.
actually, Bria,
It's bullshit.
Okay,
It's
so
black
now they're gonna
people.
bring her back on
It's
the show.
black people who are like playing with on national television. Oh, he put the hands. He was trying to put the hand. She was trying to put the hands on this on her. Oh, she has to go. It's violence. Bullshit.
It
But go
became
ahead.
that. But Sheila, you can imagine how mad Mariah was to see the
Oh yeah.
dog's towels
Mm,
mixed in with the face towels.
yes,
You
Oh,
can
I
imagine
can. Yeah.
everything you
Yeah.
think would happen once
Mm-hmm.
that commingling of the laundry,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you would imagine that you would do,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mariah did, and they
Oh,
ain't like any of that. They wasn't ready for any of that smoke. And then
mm,
on top of that, I don't believe that Bria grew up the way we grew up. So she was like, I don't see what the big
Exactly.
deal is. Oh no, ma, it's a big deal.
Yeah. I still don't understand it. Because first of all, Brie is not. She's not a beautiful girl. Oh, did I say that? She's a beautiful girl, but
Wait, Mar, you think it's okay for the dog
I think
laundry to
I,
be in
I think
with
Ma
the
is trying
family?
to tell you it wouldn't be no dog in her house.
I mean, I'm okay. I'm real good with that. I just want to make sure
listen,
if she had one, she wouldn't
I was like,
separate the laundry.
when I met my husband and we were in New York City and we were walking around and we were seeing all these homeless people, and my husband's like, before we get any dog, we have to make sure all these homeless people have been fed.
I'm not dealing with you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a dog. I just think her whole attitude, Bria's whole attitude, I thought last season
What?
was
It
just
was too much.
presumptuous. Because to me, I'm not going to bring my dog any place and not tell nobody and just show up with a
Thank
dog.
you.
Like I have, my dog is
Mm.
bigger, so I couldn't do it
And then guess
anyway.
what,
But
Erica, not only are you not coming with a little dog, you're also in you have a white boyfriend from Germany.
Girl, don't get don't.
okay, so we'll get back to that later. But the thing, so that was the big thing last season.
Okay.
Basically, so to me, the whole issue, and I guess I don't know, do you guys want to talk about it now? The issue really
No,
is
let's do
Bria-
order. I like order.
yeah.
So-
So why don't we just talk about it when we get to the issue of guests? Because that
Okay.
was the whole thing
Okay.
last season, and I think it's going to be a thing this season. So but let's go through the
Come
rest.
on, Goody, go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
I feel bad
Madam.
for Nick because I feel like Jordan was being extra. I don't think, does Nick find her attractive? Yes. But after the way she acted last season she was mad that men were attracted to her. After the way she acted last season, I don't think he would have made any plays towards her. After they spent so much time hanging out with each other over the summer, going to Jamaica and everything, I really think he thought that he was friends with her. And I really believe that Summer only said something because Jordan said something, kind of like a Mrs. Me Too. So I felt bad for
Yeah.
Nick. And on top of that, you can tell that he at
I
least
felt bad
wants
for him
to
too.
be a
Yeah.
gentleman. He
Yeah,
wants
he
to
was
be a
like, you know
gentleman.
what? I thought that I'm very close to you guys. If you're very uncomfortable, why didn't you come to me and tell
Right.
me, yo,
But he
stop?
wants
Yeah.
to be perceived as a gentleman, and for them to talk to other people and
But
have
Goody, it's
somebody
not
else come
Goody.
to him is like,
Goody, it's
okay,
not
now
even
there's
about that.
gossip going on around. There's
But
gossip
Goody,
about me, and this is on TV. He
yeah,
looked so embarrassed. And furthermore, they did not stand firm. The way that they related to him is not the way they told Preston.
exactly. And that was I was gonna talk to you about that. I said, if I have an issue with Goody, I don't want Erica telling me, Goody was telling me that you have an issue with her. I know Goody. Goody can come to me and tell me exactly what she feels. Why isn't it Goody coming to tell me, because I have this relationship with her, why isn't she able to come and tell me exactly how she feels? Why do you have to wait until the cameras are rolling for me to now to also, because first of all, I did not, that's one thing. Number two, I didn't understand why she's calling her dad about, I have, my hair is losing
Well, no,
and I have
come
this
on,
company.
Mod. Come on, Mod. Okay, so Sheila, what are your thoughts on the issue with Nick?
Help me.
And I
Help
don't
me, because
wait a minute
it's
before I
losing
leave.
me in many ways.
I don't think his girlfriend has anything to do. Is he a little handsy for camera? Yeah, his
Ah.
girlfriend knows who she's dealing with.
Exactly. I do believe that, Goody, and I do think he's real handsy, but I think they know him. And I think if he was on last season, they know he's touchy
He
feely.
was.
He probably is like that when he drinks, even more.
And he came, and the girlfriend came at the last episode and joined everybody, and everybody met her.
Right.
No, but they tried to snitch him out, and the girlfriend was looking at them like, "Nah, I'm good."
Okay, I am
I mean,
comfortable with who I am.
I mean, she know a man. But I do think I think Nick is like that. And I think the ladies know that. And I think the way they played Preston was not right because they made it like, oh, such a big deal. And then when Preston
Mhm.
goes and talks to Nick, and Nick is all, oh my God, I don't want to offend anybody. It's not like that, blah, 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 blah. And the girl's like, oh no, what are you
I
What
talking
I
think
can
that.
appreciate is the fact that he went direct. He heard what was said and immediately went to address it.
I
Exactly.
think
As a
that.
man.
I
Like,
think that the girl who is losing her hair, Jordan, she's not only in this part of Bravo, she was already in something else on Bravo. I think there was another summer house and she was part of it. But in that summer house that she was part of, she was very vibrant. She was, ready to mingle. She's like, oh my gosh, I want to mingle. I want to have sex. I want to do this. But when you come to these black people, you're like, why do I have, why? I don't need to have this. I don't, she acts like, oh, why
It's
do you
also
have to
very
come?
possible that these are not the kind of men
Nah,
that she's interested
bullshit.
in. Huh?
Goody.
They may be
Goody.
just not. Maybe she. Look, my little sister has never
So
ever.
then tell me you're not checking for black people
Yeah, I'm
as
about to tell you that my little sister
okay.
has never, ever, 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 and we grew up in the Bronx. Ever dated a black man. She didn't find them attractive. Um, she's shaped, you know, like a ruler with
So
big breasts
why is she in this group? Why is
because
she
she's
into this?
friends with them.
Because
But
this
that
group is
doesn't mean she wants them
now.
to be
This
attracted
is
to her.
specifically for black people, black love, black heritage, black
No,
culture.
she didn't
Why
come
the
there for
fuck
black
is
love.
she
She
here?
came there for black excellence.
She got
This
no
is not
black
a dating
excellence
show.
though.
wait. So she doesn't like to deal with black people, but she would rather
Uh-huh.
She's
Is what
cool
they
with.
hotel
say.
a black
Yes,
excellence.
Sheila.
Is
No,
that what
she's
it
Yes, Sheila.
she's good with black people, but I don't think she's
Not
attracted to
like
black
that.
men.
Yes.
I don't think
Yeah,
she's
but how
attracted
can
to
you
black
be good with people and then you still judge the people that you're good with, meaning that the men aren't good enough for you, the black men aren't
She
good
never
enough
said
for
they
you.
weren't good enough. They just not her.
Well,
She
you
has a
don't deal
preference.
with them. How about that? You don't prefer them.
And I don't even
But
know that she has a preference. I heard that she was on a different summer house. The other summer
She
houses
was.
aren't my thing.
We watched it. I watched it.
The other summer
She
houses
was.
aren't my thing because like I'm
Yeah.
not
In
it's
fact,
not
in
my
the other
thing.
summer house, it's like she was craving, like she wanted everybody to acknowledge her, and nobody was giving a damn about her. This is the thing with black
Erica,
people. You know,
what are your thoughts on
Erica, go ahead.
you did share your thoughts, but do you have any more to add to the way Nick addressed it heads on
Oh,
and how they did not really give the same energy to Nick directly?
Um, yeah, I kind of thought, I don't know if that's production or whatever. Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, at least they got over with it because to me, I felt like really it was just a way for production to side eye or sideline their way into they think Nick's relationship is having problems. Because I'm like, to me, I feel like he is a bit handsy, but
hmm
especially for them, they're not the most conservative chicks. So I'm kind of like, really, is this a thing? Y'all twerking your booties in his face, but now it's a thing if he like whatever
yeah,
pats you on the back. So
right.
I feel like this was just sort of an excuse for them to be like, oh, if he's all flirty with us, kind of like they were last season. He couldn't have a girlfriend, or the girlfriend, relationship is messed up. I don't know
hmm
if they're really like, oh, don't touch me when you're drunk. I think they're more like, well, if you're patting me on the back or on the booty or whatever you're doing, that means your relationship must not be good, which is what Preston also said too. And I'm kind of like, I don't think that's the case, but
Feel like they're applying their personal principles to his
Oh, yeah.
relationship.
I agree.
and I'm not even sure if
How
it's
do
their
you?
personal principles because Summer is kind of like, they're all kind of a little free. So to me, I'm
Right.
like, okay, why all of a sudden when it comes to Nick, now y'all ultra conservative, but a minute ago, y'all clapping your booty cheeks. So
What
I'm
about this
confused.
though? I hadn't thought about this until you said when it comes to Nick. What about the idea that none of the men in the house are really giving them that I'm attracted to you energy anymore?
Oh,
Alex
I
is
was
over
so
Summer.
mad. I was
Alex
more
is
so
over
mad with
Summer.
Alex.
What,
I
one
was
second.
so mad with Alex.
Alex is over Summer. Alex is not the type
Not Summer,
who
but
he's
the
not
new
even
girl.
gonna give
She
Jordan
thirsty.
The
that
new girl.
energy anymore
The new
because of
girl.
that meltdown she had last time. And every 5 minutes, Amir's letting you know
Goody.
he has a girlfriend and he don't
What
care.
about the new
Nick
girl?
is
The
the
new girl.
only. Well, I mean, Noelle, she doesn't really, they'll give her the energy, but Nick is the only male who was in that house who was going to give anybody the flirty vibes. And that was the only opportunity they were going to have to be like, he's on my body. Now, if you speak slang, he's on my body isn't really uh too so much, oh, he keep touching me. That's not what they were saying. He's on my body is like, yo, he's sweating me. Why he sweating me like that? Don't he got a girl? He acting like he want to get with me. It's not just he on my body. It's, dang, why he sweating me? Oh, he all over me because, but not necessarily, you're touching me and you're a creep. That's not what they were saying. It was kind of like, why he giving me this energy when he got a girl?
I think we really have, like I just said, people have misinterpreted. Remember, I am as African as you can get. All right. And, when I met this woman and she's talking, oh my God, you're so touchy. Are you lesbian? I'm like, sis, sis, sis. I will be going to my ancestors, uprooting the roots of the tree. What?
Listen,
What? What did you just say to me? What did you just say to me? You know, uh, so it depends on how you're carrying out yourself. I am very, I give hugs. I do like this when I'm celebrating a moment, and I feel like that's
you was on her body. You was on her body.
sis, sis. First of all,
You was on her
first
body.
of all, I was just doing like that on her
I know what
thighs.
you were saying.
You
But
understand?
if that was Jordan, she would have been like,
If
damn,
any
Mod is on my body. You all over me.
goody, goody. My
God.
ancestors will be turning in
They
the
would be like, yo,
grave.
I don't even know. Do you think she's a lesbian? She on my body.
Girl,
Mark, you was all in her personal
girl.
space, huh?
Yeah. And that was the takeaway, that Nick would give
Sheila.
people their personal space.
What?
So
Mark
then
was
Nick
all
goes
up in there.
downstairs.
Mark was like, hey girl.
Nick goes
Slapping her,
downstairs and
getting
he
her.
lets Preston
Look,
know.
she was being Nick with all the hands, feel it popping and hitting her. Hey,
Oh
girl.
my God.
That's what, yo, Mod,
Slapping her.
that's what you get. That's what you get. Because that's what you get. I will
And
tell you why that's what you
I
get
was so ashamed. I was so
offline.
ashamed. I could not
Yep.
even talk to
But
my
that's what
husband
you
about
get,
it.
Mod. Because that's what you get. When I get a chance to tell you why that's what you get, I'm gonna have a good time telling you that why that's what you get.
Wait, goody. So you were gonna tell me this when I met you in New York City.
What happened?
When I met you in New York City, were you gonna tell me this? Did I approach you like I wanted your coochie?
Ew, no. You didn't touch me that much either. I told you I have boundaries, friend. You can't just touch me. I don't even have energy that invites people to touch me like that.
No, but I gave you a hug. I gave you a hug, and
That's customary.
when I'm enjoying my moment, I'm like, oh my God!
I've
We
trained
clap our
myself
hands.
to accept hugs from people I care for. I've trained myself. Like, I'm not a complete weirdo. I know how to act
Girl,
normal.
she really caught me off guard. She's like, oh my gosh, I thought, I told her to go pick up my son. She's like, my husband is at work. She's like, oh my gosh, I did not
She
know you're married.
married? Because I
The way
thought
you
you was
keep
on my
touching me,
body.
I thought you were some type of. I'm like, what? What? What did you
I'm gonna tell you why that happened to you.
say?
But let's progress. Nick goes downstairs and he tells Preston, I spoke to them. They, they told me I wasn't a creep, but now I'm gonna just give them their personal space. When he goes downstairs, Shanice goes upstairs and she calls her mom on the phone.
Yes.
Did you expect Shanice's mom to be what
White?
Shanice's mom was?
To be white?
No, not white. Not just white. Like, I didn't realize that she was biracial. But
Are you kidding me?
I-
Goody.
mm,
Goody, come on
Did
now.
you?
what do you mean?
Come
Come
on.
on now.
I mean,
I
come on
know
now.
Erica.
She
I know
definitely
Erica has some
seems
type of white.
biracial. Not only does she seem biracial, she definitely seems like a biracial who was raised by a white mama.
Yes, ma'am.
That much, yes.
I
Somebody
But
give
agree
me.
with
Somebody
you.
but
say amen.
I have
I
gotten to the point
agree.
in this
Oh
life
my
where I
gosh,
can
Goody.
see, just looking at her on face value, I didn't realize that her mom was white. Like I didn't
Goody.
realize
I wouldn't even say.
she didn't look biracial to me because she just looked like a black
Goody.
woman.
I mean,
What?
I know that there are light skinned women or whatever, but I
Hmm.
thought she
It's
was
the behavior.
biracial,
No.
and also just the way she acted. I always thought she was
Mhm.
biracial from day one,
I,
and
I
that
hadn't given
was
it
like
any thought.
80% like her mama's
But
probably white.
okay,
You
because there is
see,
no mamas. There is
I
no
hadn't
black
given it thought.
mama who is gonna appreciate your ass coming on national television. You're naked on national television. What
Mhm.
are we doing?
Yep, I
What are we
agree.
doing?
Listen,
How
my
did I
mama
raise
wouldn't have
you?
She
wanted me
carries
on this
You're
herself
the
like
only
she
one
picture.
has
who's
some.
showing your titties.
She has some deeper sort of kind of like a mirror. She has that sort of
Okay?
I'm not sure about who I am going on with her. She
Yeah,
just gives that
but
vibe like very much.
Correct.
unlike Amir, she doesn't. She seems to, even though she's very out there, she's extremely girls gone wild. She's the, she seems to have seen Love and Basketball. She seems to be have her hand on the pulse of
Who?
the culture.
Goody, who are you talking about?
Shanice,
Shanice.
she
I
doesn't
mean, I
seem
think
so out of
Shanice is
place.
I think she
desperate.
identifies as
Shanice is
black.
very desperate. Shanice is disgusting. Okay?
You know
You
what,
can't
Mod?
come over on national
I
television
think I'm
talking
gonna
to
ask
us
you to
about
extend some
sex.
grace, Mod, and this is why I'm gonna ask you to extend grace. When you take these very hard nosed uh approaches and your opinion gets so hard nosed, you end up in a position because we had a very hard nosed
Yeah, yeah,
discussion about
yeah,
homosexuality,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
next
yeah.
thing you know, somebody thought you was what, a homosexual, right?
Oh my
So
gosh, Goody. Don't say that. Goody, please. Jesus Christ.
let's
Somebody.
let's not be. I'm
Goody,
not
don't
gonna
say
say
that
she's
about
disgusting.
me
I'm gonna
because
say
I'll
she
be
was
going to my
raised in
ancestors.
she was raised by a mother who was clearly
Shit!
down to the Woodstock.
Go ahead.
Thoughts on her mother's opinion, where her mom also seems to have her hand on the pulse of the culture, because her mom was like, yo, what Summer said or word, Summer thinking, yo, why you ain't punch her face though? Like her mom was about it.
Yeah.
Her
Mama was
mom
like,
was
she's a
like,
bitch. She's a bitch. Yeah.
her mom wasn't wrong. Summer needed to be dealt with, but
No, but Goody, please don't put that equation to like.
I mean, sit with it for a second, Mod. If you sit with it, you're gonna see how God will put you in the shoes.
I mean,
God will put you in the shoes.
I think so. Here's the thing. I do think that Shanice is very girls gone wild or whatever. But I think what's scary to me when I see Shanice, I see someone who is putting on a front because she has deeper troubles. And some of
Hmm.
it may stem from this white mother, but identifying as black and all this other
Mhm.
stuff. And she's definitely a gorgeous, beautiful girl, but she clearly
Very.
seems troubled. And the way
Yes,
she
yes.
drinks and stuff, it's like, to me, it's like if you could get naked sober, then okay. But if you need to take all these shots to start taking your clothes off, then you know it's something deeper going on with you. And that's the
Oh,
thing with her that to me seems troubling. I don't feel like, because if you're just free with your body and because to me, Summer seems a little bit loose, but she seemed like it's a choice. But Shanice definitely seems like she's troubled to me.
everything is about her vagina.
To me,
Even with the
but
prayer.
it seems like it's coming from a troubled place. It doesn't seem like, ooh, I just want to be out here. It seems like because to me, the way she cried so much because the girl said you
Yeah.
dressed poorly, I'm like, it's something deeper going on with her. And I thought that last season too. I was like,
Do you
she's not a
do you think she
natural,
could,
oh, I just want to be a freak. It's something deep, which some people
do
become
you
this
think
way
it
because
could
of
be
trauma.
do you think it could be like an identity crisis, meaning
Maybe even daddy issues.
she's not accepted by blacks, and she's not accepted by, the whites, and she's just in the middle, and she has an identity crisis. Like
I
she don't know
definitely,
where
I
she fits
definitely
in.
think that could
She
be
doesn't know
some
where
of
she
it. I
fits in.
definitely have thought that that was some of it for sure.
Mhm.
I
Like that's
wonder if
why I
she
was
has
like,
daddy issues.
because a lot of times when
Yeah.
you have that white mother
Mhm.
and your
Mhm.
black father isn't around, but you trying to
Right.
be the upper echelon of the blacks because you're the biracial and all this other stuff, that messes with those people's heads a lot
Yeah.
of the
Erica,
time.
Erica, is your mom white?
No, both of my parents are black.
Really?
Yes.
And my
Oh,
granddad was white.
I mean, yeah, like I think I have grandparents who were white or whatever, but not directly. Like both of my parents, my mom is about my same color. My dad is a little bit browner or whatever. But yeah, so I can definitely see there's a definite range of people in America for sure. So you can't always tell
Mhm.
someone is biracial just
Biracial.
by the texture of their hair. But to be honest,
mm.
I would say her attitude made me think she was biracial. I thought
Yeah,
it from
she
jump because
definitely
I
gives
was
that.
like,
She gives that energy.
it's something
Mm.
about her energy seems like she's confused about who she is.
And she
Where
Yeah.
seems
like if
motherless for sure. I feel like it's a lot of daddy issues, a
yeah,
desire to be desired. Um, if she went to school in a place where she was not as pale as the other people at the school, I'm sure. Okay, as an example, this is going to be off for just a second. I read Gabrielle Union's first book, and she said when she was younger, she was in a predominantly white neighborhood. And when
Mhm.
the kids would play, they play Days of Our Lives, right? Which is a soap opera. And they would make her be Abe. Now, the thing about Abe was she could have been anybody, but Abe was a black man. So they would make her be the black man on the show, right?
Mm.
And everybody else, the girls got to be girls and everybody else got to be whoever. But she had, because Abe was the only black person, she could have been anybody. None of them were really the people, but they made her be the black men. So if Shanice was dealing with similar issues when she went to school, it would make sense that she wants to be, look at me, because Gabrielle Union said that the way she grew up made her, put her in a position where she was always trying to be the best looking woman in the room, right? So
yeah, and I think with Shanice, we would just need more information because I feel like either way it went, since she was raised by a white mother and not a black
Yeah,
mother, you
yeah.
do see a lot of trouble. So it's like, is she accepted by the white family and is her black family around? If the parents aren't together, whether the mother lived in a white neighborhood or in a black neighborhood, she still was going to have some adjustment issues if she doesn't have both sides of her family behind her. And I just feel like either way, like it, like absolutely, because I went to school with a lot of white people, so that can be very traumatic. But I have heard of biracial children, especially if the white parent is living in the hood, that also has trauma for them too. So I feel like, and then just listen to her mother talk, I'm like, oh, okay, I know you've been traumatized because she don't sound like she chose the upper echelon of black men either. So just the way
Mhm.
she was telling her to go ahead and get naked, I was like, okay, see, yeah, now we know.
Right?
But I guess
Um,
hopefully we see Shanice will be there the full time this season. So
are
if
you
she
are you
does,
guys excited about what the heck, Sheila?
Don't put me
Sheila,
on
what
that
the
yet.
heck are you doing?
Put me down, Ma, till I can look. Stop my camera. I'm sorry, because I look a mess. Okay, okay,
what's happening?
But
sorry,
what do
lady.
you guys think about, the next episode where they're gonna invite, they talk about the guests who's gonna be invited,
Wait a
who's
minute,
not
we
gonna
got
be.
a whole bunch to get into in this episode because now there's that
Oh, go ahead.
Alex Noel and Summer dynamic.
Hmm.
okay, so keep it going. Let's keep it moving.
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay.
So Noel, last episode, Noel, I don't know how she did not realize that Summer and Alex had hooked up, but she found that out last episode. Even though, like, hilariously, have y'all ever watched there's a movie Forgetting Sarah Marshall or something with Sarah Marshall?
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. I know what you're talking about,
Oh,
but I don't think
I've
I've seen
not
it.
seen that.
there
What's
was a
that?
whole song, like a really weird song called Inside of You, Inside of You. I'll send it to y'all. So that was ridiculous in the last episodes. But now Noelle knows that Summer has slept with Alex.
Right.
Um, I was in here last week. What are the thoughts on Alex feelings about Summer?
Okay, so what I thought last episode that he seemed to be a little interested in getting to know her.
Oh
Okay.
no, not this one. So the one that he already slept with, not the one he wanted to sleep with.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. Okay, sorry.
So Summer, what are your thoughts on how he feels about Summer?
I feel like he has already tasted the goods, and there's nothing else there is. Um, I think he feels like he's a very good looking guy, and everybody, all the girls are coming for him and wants him, and so he has this kind of an ego. That's why even in the next episode, he is like, "Oh, I'm not ready to rush. I'm not ready to rush, brother. You are almost in your 40s. I need you to rush into making a decision
He's
who it is that you want
34.
to settle down with."
He's 34. What I
That's all
think,
enough. I
I
was
think
done
Alex,
giving birth. I was done giving birth by
but that's
34.
you. I'm 49. Don't you can't even slow me down. You can't slow me down. I had my child. I'm dating.
But Goody, you have your child, right?
I'm
Let's
Alex.
have this.
I'm
Let's have
just
this
like Alex.
conversation. Let's have this conversation. Wouldn't you want your son to know what it is that he wants to deal with at the age of 34? Like, I know, don't you want your son to know what it is that he wants in life around that time when he wants, what, it's about time to settle down,
I want my son to be successful. I
right?
think
Okay.
this could be a whole other episode, but I believe that when women get in relationship, and you're not gonna like this, mod, being in relationship, because I was in relationship for 16 years before I got out, um, deterred or detoured my career goals, because
Okay.
when you are putting
Yeah.
being a wife slash mother ahead of everything else, the back
Hmm.
seat. So right now, 49, I'm chasing the bag. But that's me. With regard to Alex, I will say I think he was it was weird of Summer to be taking pictures of him on the low and sneaking them to Jordan. Even if she wanted to tell her good Judy's what was going on, it would have been best, in my opinion, if she kept that outside of their friend circle. When you are sneaky linking within the friend circle, it goes without saying that I don't want everybody in our business, because by the time we go to film again, it's going to get messy. And what happened? They went back to film. She got everybody in the business, and it's semi messy. So,
You and I have boys. We have sons we are raising.
mhm.
What age is appropriate for you as a mother to think that I would expect my son I have instilled these principles in my son to figure out what he wants in life, and so I would expect him to bring me a girl, whatever, whether
My
it's
son's
gay.
27,
Okay,
and I'm pretty sure that he's going to marry his girlfriend that he has now. And I'm okay with that.
okay, but what age do you put? What age though? Goody.
When he turned 26, like, though, it's not the age, it's the level of maturity. Uh
I
I
feel
think
like it's
everyone
age. I feel
No,
like it's
no, no.
age to
No,
me.
no. It's not an age, because I will tell you the truth. 2 years ago, if my son came to me and told me he was serious about somebody, I would have said, son, you need to live more life. I need to see a little more maturity in you before I could get behind that. But it's not something I ever had to say to him. Um, what I have said to him was be happy. What I have said to him is focus on your goals. But a part of that goal, yeah, if you can settle that, a successful man has a wife.
Exactly.
Sheila, you have a daughter.
I have a
I have a
son too.
daughter. I have a, and you have a son, but your firstborn is a daughter, correct?
My first is a son.
How old is he?
My son is in his 30s.
Do you expect him to be mature? Because Alex is in his 30s.
34.
He's 34 actually.
Okay.
Do you expect him to still try to figure out, oh, my last relationship, I really ran into the relationship. And so now I'm just trying to take my time to figure out things. I call that bullshit.
I think if
You
you
have a
get married
job.
prematurely, you're going to get divorced. Now, you got to remember, Maud, our children, they're not coming up in the same time that you came up in.
Correct,
Exactly, Mark.
correct, correct.
So,
They are
like,
they're very
my good
immature.
parenting, our good parenting, like, I had to grow up far before I was working from the age of 13, right? So, there's a level of maturity I had to bring. And I was a mother by the time I was 22. So, there's a level of maturity that if I was raising my child correctly, he's not going to be there. So my son has had a childhood, a great childhood. I won't know if his childhood was bad until he starts telling me, when he starts telling his children, oh, when I was young, I couldn't do this. And when I was young, I didn't have that. But if you ask me today, he had a great childhood and it was an extended childhood. The things he's able to do now freely and with joy and bliss and without responsibility, I celebrate it. And that's my intention for him. My intention for him isn't that he would be 34 trying to figure out how to feed 3 kids. Right? My intention for him is that
Wait,
he
Alex has
solidify his
3 kids.
career, which he's doing. And by the time he gets married, he solidified his career. He still lives here, but he has his money for his down payment on his home. He has his car. He has his lady. When they decide to marry,
Right, right,
they
right.
will be able to go into what they now.
100%. I agree with that. 100%. I do.
Now, his dad is ready to buy him a house in the Carolinas, iron foot. Right? I would hate for that to happen because I'm not moving to the Carolinas. But all of that, we didn't have that. We provide that. And in providing that, there's a level of maturity our children do not have yet. And I have to believe that it's the same for Alex's parents. When you put your children to a certain level, they're not expected to do what we were doing at their age. They're
Okay, but
expected.
can we back up? Does Alex have 3 children?
No, not at all.
Oh,
He
okay.
has no
I thought y'all
children.
said
He
that.
has no
Okay.
children. He is living his young. I'm trying to figure it out. The worst thing he could do is marry somebody and still be out there doing whatever he felt like doing.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So if that means single at 34 and letting he has not tricked any of these women. He has been, to his credit, people call him all kinds of names.
The women
Call him
want
bad
him.
boy. But to his credit, he has been very upfront with each. He told Summer what it was. And she tried to tell him what it was. And he was like, no, it ain't that. That ain't what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't take pictures without my knowledge and send them to people that it's without my knowledge.
That was creepy. Your thoughts on that, Erica?
Mm-hmm. The last season, Sheila, the girl was sending pictures of Alex, and then Alex was not even aware of that.
Wow.
Erica, what are your thoughts
So she
on
fell for him quick.
the Alex
Oh.
Summer thing?
Well, we discussed this a little bit or a lot last week. So I think part of the issue is that sort of in Black culture, there's not a pressure to get married like white people do. So I think like white business people that are successful, you will get the side eye if you're like in your mid 30s and you're not married yet.
True.
But that's not a thing in our culture. So people, you can do how you want it, or it's not a thing at this point. I'll say it like that. So he, and I think he wants to keep all his business on the low. And he didn't like Summer kind of basically wanting to brag to the group that she got him. And she thought it was more than what it was, which is interesting because I think, to me, I feel like Noelle probably didn't think she was sleeping with Alex because she was coming over there sleeping with Noelle's roommate. So that's how they met. So that's why she didn't assume that you're going to tell me about this hot guy that I see at the club. I'm not going to assume that you were banging him since when you come to town, you banging my roommate. So that's probably what she was thinking,
wow.
with her, from her Southern thoughts. So I wasn't surprised that she didn't know. And then Summer was kind of like, why do I need to tell you? So that's what I'm saying. Summer is pretty free with her sexuality. So I'm not sure why she felt the need to stake such high claims on Alex so early on. So either she fell quick or she just wanted to show the other people, or specifically Jordan and the other women, like, I got them, So I don't think he liked that. And, if he's not ready to settle, or he wants to still kind of be free to do what he wants to do, then better let him do it than get your feelings hurt.
What I think is interesting is how Summer is trying to convince other people that she's not in her feelings behind him, but she's in her feelings behind him. I don't know why she would tell Noelle to pursue him, because every time she sees Noelle even go near him, her head is spinning around like The Exorcist.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Goody. I don't understand these young girls. If she is at Noelle's house seeing her roommate, why would you even share about your sneaky link that you still really like? You understand? Like, why are you telling another girl about putting another woman on to somebody that you care about? That makes no sense to me. I don't understand. It's
Care more
immaturity.
than she's saying.
Huh?
She cares more than she is saying.
Yeah, she's definitely trying to play it. To me, I don't understand why it almost seems like she's testing Noelle's friendship. And I'm like, you just became friends with Noelle, so she really don't have no allegiance to you. Although Noelle is showing character so far, right? Because Summer's like, do what you want to do. We free. Meanwhile, giving you a crazy side eye every time you talk to Alex. So,
but as Noelle, you don't think she should be side eyeing Summer? Because I know I would be side eyeing Summer.
She is.
Like, so I wouldn't feel no loyalty to Summer. If I was Noelle, I'd have my fun and do what I want to do.
Well, the thing, I think Noelle is cautious because even though Summer says it's okay, she can see Summer acting in kind of way. So I feel like that's why Noelle is sort of like, and a lot of people, like even Shanice, a lot of people are like, okay, if you slept with my friend, I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that is a basic girl code.
Yeah,
like
thing.
I agree. So, I agree.
What I think is interesting is Summer is like so duplicitous. Like, girl, go ahead. And then in the confessional, I don't even know why she's trying to pursue somebody I hooked up with. Wait, what? Because you told her it was okay.
Yes. And also, I'm not clear really, like, well, we'll talk about when we get to the invitations, because it's like, how are people getting into
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the invitations.
Let's talk about the invitations. So to me, Summer invited the girl. So I'm like, how tight were you all? So to me, I feel like she had to say something about Alex, because Alex is the only one at this point in the house that's available. So he's gonna have an eye out, and this girl is really attractive. And
now I do understand that why
Summer, given that he liked Summer, she probably knew, like, okay, Alex is going to try to push up on her anyway. Like, that's obvious. So, or it might be something there. So to me, she should have just been upfront. Like,
I
and
do
told her the
understand
full
why
story.
everybody was like, you know what? I'm not gonna have this guy Phil come over next time. I just did not understand why everybody was having an issue with what's her name, Marianne? Marianne?
Mariah.
What's her name? Mariah. I didn't get it. You know, it was not issue. It was about the dog. I don't understand why Americans like you put so much value on the dog than human beings.
No,
I
they did. They had
digress.
an issue. No. Everybody liked Mariah except for Bria because she was the one who almost fought her. But everybody doesn't like Phil because they think Phil is ghetto. To me, in my opinion.
Right. No, he's
So,
ghetto. But
I
can we
so
think
allow Maria to come
there's
back?
something wrong with Phil. 'Cause they
So
hated.
the thing
Sheila.
about Phil,
Wait,
Yeah,
go ahead,
that's how
Sheila.
they
Say
feel.
something, Sheila.
wait, what'd you say,
What's
Sheila?
going
We
on
didn't
with
hear you.
Phil? No. I just said I could tell something happened with Phil because they seem like they can't stand him.
well,
So I
Girl.
said I don't know what happened with Phil, but
Erica,
it
Erica,
seemed
can you
like he
tell her
was
what
doing
she
it
what can you tell
suspicious
her
that
what
they couldn't
happened?
stand it.
From
Child,
what I
child.
recall, Phil was just really hood.
You
So when
recall?
when
Did you
Phil
see him?
and let me finish. So he was real hood when he came in there and stuff. So like I
Okay.
think there was an issue with the rooms. And because Nick or somebody else had the better room and they weren't there or something, he took a dunk in the boys' toilet to be funny and didn't flush it. And then
Oh,
when they came
oh.
and they were like, "Oh, that's so nasty," this, he kind of like he's hood. He's like, "It is what it is." And then I think also because of his gruffness, he made a couple comments that Preston felt like triggered by from back
Yeah,
in
because he was
his
gay.
early days
Because
of
he was
coming out.
gay.
His early days of coming out. So that's why
Mhm.
he didn't like him. But I think at some point when he doubled down on I didn't flush the toilet. You gonna have to go up there and flush it. B basically was his attitude, and they
Mhm.
were kind of like, "What?" And then I don't know if they were gonna come to blows, but Phil is definitely somebody who was like, "If you want to bring it, bring it." That was his attitude.
he tried to fight Amir.
Oh, right,
Yes.
right. So now, why did he fight Amir? I don't even remember.
He wanted to
Because they
fight
were trying
Amir
to kick him
because
out.
he was
No?
talking crazy to Jordan, and Amir was like, "Yo, whoa, slow down." And he was like, "What you gonna do about it, short stuff?" And Amir was
Ooh.
like, "Yo, test me and see what I'll do about it, big fella."
So yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like both of the people from last year. I was like, y'all could have squashed
I
this, but they got kicked out. So you know.
I think that he did too much. He did too much whether it comes to people, gay people. Okay. So you attacked a gay guy, black gay guy, all right? And then you are very ridiculous going to the bathrooms and pooping and not
Craft.
flushing, and you think that's cute. That first of all, that's not cute, okay?
He lacked
And then
decorum.
exactly. And so somebody tells you, yo, that's not cute. Apologize. You don't apologize,
Mm-mm.
and then now you want to come back and meet them, and then guess what? The last phone call you had, your friend told you, do you want to apologize to those people? You said, I'm not apologizing to anybody.
Okay, but this is my thing with regard to the
Mhm.
invitations, because Erica, you're trying to figure out how do you get in the house. I think
Well,
when
not so much
Silas
that
wasn't coming, I
I
think
think
when they
sorry.
realized Silas got deployed, they kind of did that casting thing where they know they want a certain amount of people to be in the house. And I've maybe production thought it would be cool to throw another person in. I believe that probably Summer was like, "Oh, I know a girl," and Alex probably vouched for her, like, "Yeah, I see her moving around,
Mm.
and she's a good." I think that they're cast after a certain stage, like after that first set. I think they're casted into the house, kind of like Love and Marriage Huntsville, how Melody and Martell were bringing people that could be potential
Yeah.
fits for the show. I think that's how
Mhm.
people are getting into the house.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess my point really is in terms of it was sort of like out there, right? Because to me, I feel like this whole issue of who's coming in and who's coming out every season is the is one of the major sort of storylines. So the whole reason, Sheila, for example, that we have Summer is because we kicked out Mariah, right? So they replaced her with Summer, right? Summer was a replacement. And then when they
Okay.
kicked out Phil, they replaced him with this
Jason.
other guy, Jason, who's not there on this season. So,
And
but
he probably was like, I have a child. I'm not coming back.
and
I'm
then
leaving my
also,
kid.
yeah, and then also the thing was last season, which will probably come up later in this season, was if you're in the house and you invite guests, like, are we voting on everybody? And then some people, like Bria, invited her boyfriend, and I think he's coming,
This
Simon or
time, yeah.
whatever later, right? And so some people have relationships and they're bringing people, into the house. How long can they stay? Like, to me, but at the end of the day, if Jasmine and Silas are like the founders, just like with any of these reality shows, like who can really get you cut? You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Okay.
Jasmine kind of invited Mariah like last year, but she made up, she made it up. So we're going to basically she coming back, but we'll let Phil genuinely have a vote.
Right. I don't think that there was a choice in if Mariah could come back or not. I think Mariah was coming back regardless, simply because um, Jasmine needs an ally. She doesn't really have one in the house, especially since Silas is not there. Um, she don't really got any friends in the house. She just got people who she brought together.
But at the end of the day, she's like, yeah, but I'm the one who got us here. So what I say, which is kind of my thing, I think her vote, and if Silas was there, his vote or whatever we want to call it, has more weight
I would think
than
that
everybody else
based
just
on
vote.
that, based on that, I don't understand why she lied about buying Mariah the ticket. I would be like, yeah, I brought her the ticket. She says she's sorry and she'll be here.
I
mean,
agree with
Probably
you.
won't stay.
I would have said that too. Just I bought it, and she's
I
coming.
purchased it. I purchased it before you had your ticket. I
Yeah,
purchased her ticket.
yeah.
She was the second person I called when they said that we were going to have a season 2. So yeah, she'll be here.
Yeah, I'm not sure why she. I mean, I guess she wanted it to appear like it was a vote. I'm like, girl,
That's
you know it
right.
wasn't it wasn't a vote. When she was talking about, you could tell it wasn't a vote. But she's like, well, let's bring it before everybody. And so,
But not
with
for
I have to tell
nothing.
you,
This
go
goes
ahead.
back to Phil being messy and Phil being immature, because Phil didn't. She said, "Don't tell anyone." So there was really no need for Phil to say that. There was no. He's not staying in the house. He was only going to see.
very,
He's out
very
there
mature.
for Black Martha's Vineyard the same way as anybody else. Granted, I think they were coming towards the end of the season. The Martha's Vineyard season anyway. Um, but there was no real need for him to say that. He was still going to be out there. He just can't be in the house.
I have to tell you this. I have learned a few things here and there. You know, I have called Goody in the middle of the night, in the early morning of hours, telling her, please, help me, guide me, let me know, how am I supposed to move in certain kind of situations? And you realize this YouTube streets, people are just weird.
What's happening? Look,
People are
yeah,
just weird. People are just weird. I feel like you just have to. Goody, it's okay. It's out of topic. Um, I feel like you just learn how to, who you are as a person. Are you a blogger? Come over here, talk about the show, talk about other people. Don't get too much into their personal businesses. Then because when you do that, everything changes. Then it becomes so personal, and I don't want to be personal in any.
wait,
I
what's
come
happening?
over here, I call out people. To me, when I do that, it's shade. It's fun shade. I'm
So
not trying to be
so
in anybody's personal business.
so what we're talking about? Are you saying that you got to know who to talk to as it relates to Phil?
Yes,
Because
goody.
Phil had no business. There was no need for Phil to say what he said. Like,
Yeah, that's
absolutely
goofy
no
for
need
that.
for
I mean,
Phil
there
to
was no
say.
need, but I don't know, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like they were a little extra with both people. So I'm like, if you bring Mariah back, bring Phil back. And I feel like,
No,
okay.
no, 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 no,
And
no,
I
no.
also think if
But no,
you
no, no, no,
tell
no,
me,
no, no,
if you
no.
tell me as Phil that you all are going to take Mariah back, but you ain't taking me, well, just so that you know, here's
That's what
what
he got.
happened.
That's why he
Mariah
got
been
so.
Erica,
coming. She didn't even
Erica.
want y'all to know. So
Those are two different situations, though.
No, no, I know what Erica's saying. Erica's saying, "Oh, so wait a minute." Wait, Phil was on it like, "Oh, so wait a minute. Mariah could come back after she pushed that chick in the chest with the dog's clothes."
Yes, yes, because we are black people, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do with the dogs.
I'm not
Don't get me
dealing with her
cancelled.
and the blacks and the dogs. My dog is black, by the way. I have a black poodle. Where you at,
No, I
Morris?
said, don't get her cast.
Don't get me cancelled.
He's also a Capricorn. He treats me the same way I treat people. I could call him. He'd be looking at me like, "You see, I'm busy. You see, I'm busy doing nothing."
Sheila, help me. Help me.
You
So
you gonna get that channel taken all by yourself.
so we get to the club. Well, first
we're
of
gonna
all,
we're
are
gonna
there
take
any
away
sort?
my channel.
I feel like the house set Noelle up to play herself with Alex. Do we agree?
What?
I feel like Noelle got set up to play herself with Alex. I don't think she
50-50,
would have.
because I think Alex was into her until he saw her eating that cupcake with Hendrix. That's when he was
Yup,
like, oh,
he was hella tight
he was
looking
like,
at her.
she out here being a hoe on the cameras. I'm done. So
Mind you,
I
I don't
think he
know if he
liked
was
her up
feeling.
until that point. I think he
He
did like
sure
her.
did, Erica. You're right. Alex
I
did like.
feel like I don't know if he thought it was a hoe. I just think he thought the audacity of this woman to be
Just
flirting
talking
with
about the
me.
whole thing, but he was stank. And I
Do you
think
think
that's
that he
when he was
did?
like, okay, maybe let me rethink this.
Do you think he was getting his lick back by talking to the girl in front of her so she could know how he made her, so she could know how she made him feel down to the pool?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he was looking crazy when she ate that thing that whole time. Really, when Hendrix and the other guy came, he was looking like, oh wait, I'm not the finest man out here no more. He was just looking
Kendrick
like
was fine though.
he looked like I need to go take a nap. He was looking like I'm done with this pool party.
He looked like I, what is he doing here? I'm supposed to be the hot guy.
Exactly,
Is
exactly. And
John
then
Legend
Noelle had
related
the
to him?
nerve to flirt with him all in his face.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
girl.
think he thought she had, so it was intentional for him to try to pick up the woman in front of her.
I
And
think
then
so.
his
Yeah.
ego needed to friend zone her.
Yeah. And but I think I don't know, he needed to friend zone her, but then for him to act like when he's telling the guys like, oh, she acts like we're together, whatever. She didn't say all of that. Like she just was
I
like,
understood what she was saying. I just wish she didn't say it.
I mean, I think she was bringing her stuff to the table, and I think it made sense because it doesn't make sense if we're interested in each other for us to do this little stuff in front of each other back to back. You know what I
I
mean?
feel
Like
like
to me,
Summer sent her over there to play herself because Summer was like, "You just need to be upfront with him."
I mean, I think it makes sense because now we're playing games. Now we're like,
Yeah.
what's she gonna do? Talk to the next guy tomorrow? So I didn't really blame her for it. And then it's like, okay, he said what he said, so now you know. I mean, it's hard, but I didn't think she played herself by saying that because it's like, okay, because she had to say, as we all saw the day before, I flirted in front of you, basically, and you were looking crazy.
I
Now
think the
here I
word
am the
that
next
got
day,
me
I'm
was
looking
when she
crazy.
said, "Because I was acting single yesterday." Oh, we're all single. We're all single. You were not acting when you were flirting with old boy. You were single. He is single. Um, I don't know. There was a better way for her to play that than coming into. I'm attracted to you. Uh, he's thinking, of course I know you're attracted to me.
Well,
I am
he
Alex.
said, didn't he say that? He's like,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, kind of. I know. I've heard it before. He kind of told her. She said it before. I'm not
because
really
he
sure
changed
why
his
Noelle
tune.
is playing herself like this. I don't know if this is because she's new, right? So
Hmm.
maybe this is her storyline to come in as the little Southern belle, kind of like the damsel in distress. I mean, I'm just not really sure why she's playing herself because Noelle knows that she's already led him to believe that she likes him. So
This is
lay
what I
off
think
of him.
happened.
I think she should lay off of him and let him
So
come to her.
the dude Kendrick was giving the end. She said the dude Kendrick kind of wants her to chase him. Meanwhile, Alex seemed to be being more intentional about being interested in her. Then she goes to the supermarket with them, and Amir is like, "Oh, he wants to see if you have more than chemistry. He wants to see if you have a connection." So now she thinks that Alex is feeling her probably more than Alex indicated he was feeling her.
Mm,
Even though I
Yeah.
think he was feeling her. I feel
I
like
mm,
they
think he
play.
did indicate to the guys he was feeling her in the beginning. But then to me, she should have felt a way when she brought him that meal and he act like it wasn't nothing and didn't ever say thank you. So that should
Right.
have been a heads up to her, like, oh, okay, he's a bit of a
What he
jerk.
said was, I don't really do tofu like that, but it's the thought. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
And you know who saw? So Summer was, oh my God, that's so cringe. Yeah. It wouldn't have been cringe if you didn't really care or wasn't really watching.
Summer was elated because she was like, see, that's why you can have him, because she was happy that he kind of halfway, you know what I'm saying? That was halfway a diss, really.
So yeah, but you're, I do think Noel's one of my favorite people in the house. I like
I like
Noel and I like
Noel as
Frederick.
well. That's why I don't want to see her play herself, not over him.
Well, to me, I feel like she laid it out there. He said what he said. So now if she's just done, she'll be okay. It shouldn't really be no more drama because she's cute enough where,
Hey,
okay, if
well,
you if you if
look,
you gonna friends on me, I'm gonna show you what friends do, boo, and keep it
thank
moving.
you, Erica. I'm like
He's gonna
you.
be in
I'm
his
gonna show
feelings.
you. I'm gonna fall back, and that's it.
Exactly, because she can show him better. She can tell him because it's like, dude, I just had
Exactly.
somebody last night. I'm trying to do this so we can stop
Mhm.
playing each other if it's something interesting here. But if you trying to say you scared, you this, you that, okay, it's a hot girl summer. Let's keep it moving.
Okay, and I look good.
So I don't think, I mean, I think it was an awkward conversation, but I think it's better than wondering all summer halfway, is he liking me, whatever. It's like, okay, if she, unlike Summer, if she actually moves on, then it ain't no big deal, really. She just says she was interested because he was acting more interested at first, then he's halfway trying to play games and stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna lay it on the line. And mostly because these other people in the house have hyped me up, and I think you're gonna give me a good answer. But nah, you didn't get that. So it's not the end of the world, though. You just met
It's
him.
not.
So.
But I would like to. There's not enough single men in the house for my liking, right? Like, it would be nice. It would have been nice if Phil was in a total turd and he could have really came, because Phil was a semi-attractive dude, tall, da da da. He could have brought something to the equation. I would just like to see.
I
I'm
mean,
excited about where this is going.
yeah, and also if they have other engagement, like when Shanice invited these guys to the party. So it's like, okay, if Noelle can get outside of the confines of the people in that actual house, which I assume they have to, otherwise this is going to be a boring season. So I assume there's going to have to be some sort of interaction with other people to kind of mix it up, right? At least for her, because that's the only way it kind of makes sense. And Jordan seems to be on a whole, I don't know what's going on with her mentally, but between Shanice and Noelle, and honestly, Summer, like, everybody's single, so they're gonna have to mix it up, I would assume, because there's really nobody in the house right now is available. So either they got to fly brothers in, or they got to go to the club or something.
Right.
Ain't nobody. Yeah, I don't know what the budget it is to fly any brother in for sure. I don't know.
Oh no, when they talking about, so who are the guests coming in? I got something for you. It's about to be some joints coming through here. I'm gonna have some joints coming through here.
Yeah, like the same way Shanice brought those guys. Someone else knows some other
Exact to the
selected
two guys
unscripted.
that were. Yeah, yeah.
I think we're
But
gonna have to mix it up like that because I don't think even assuming that Alex hadn't slept with Summer, he's still the only guy that's actually available. So what we gonna do all, what I'm saying,
yeah,
all the whole
all
season.
season.
So yeah, they got to do a little bit better with that part.
Um,
Mhm.
so Jordan and Summer and Shanice. The discussion that escalated at the table where, one, why do we need to have this discussion at the table? But I think Shanice, for the third time, let Summer know, I didn't like the way you said that because I'm not working and I'm not finna buy fake Louis, Gucci, Fendi. Um, so I thought it was rude of you to do that to a friend. I love that she was able to get that out. But what
Mhm.
happened between Jordan and Summer for it to escalate to the point of
In the
screaming
car.
in the
In the
car? Like, what
car.
the hell?
They are very similar. They are very similar. Summer is questioning, why are you calling me out? You're talking to me like I'm raising my voice, yet you're not calling her out. She's raising her voice too. What's the issue?
Mm.
So
Um,
Jordan jumped in when
mhm.
when Shanice no Jordan jumped in. I think their argument started when they were talking about Mariah coming and they were trying to
Yes.
bust out Jasmine, right? And so and then Summer was like, it's not that deep. And then they were all like, it is that deep. And sort of
Mhm.
George sort of just jumped in that argument from what I recall on Jasmine's side, right? Or I don't even remember. What did
Yeah.
Jordan say
She
in there
tried
that kind
Summer
of set
tried to
Summer off?
defend Jasmine. Jordan jumped in when Shanice and Summer were having their discussion. And Summer they started yelling at each other and it just went left from
Right,
there.
but I don't recall what Jordan first said where Summer was like, "Wait, what?" Because I think Jordan did kind of snap at some point, but it wasn't because I remember
Was it the
was it
Shanice,
the
you have the best
laughing?
body at
Because
the table?
because so here a couple things. One is Summer really wasn't, I guess it would be mean, but she wasn't keeping it 100 because when she first said Shanice was the worst dressed, she like tripled down on it
Yeah,
several
she was like,
times.
well,
And she was definitely like I said when I said the girl dress is horrible. And that's really what she thinks.
but then
Like
the next day she was like, "Do you have a blazer I could borrow?" Girl, get
right.
out of
And
my
so
room.
it's like, but it's like you really do think that. And when you watch the edits, like that's how they played it. So for you to now be like, no, I just now she just I think was feeling bad for Shanice, really. But Shanice, she don't think you can dress. Period. I don't care how great she thinks your body is.
But
So
it's not like Shanice be trying to stay in. Why am I investing in clothes that I'm not really wearing?
right, exactly. I'm like, girl, you take your clothes off every minute anyway. So what is you talking about? So even when you had a job, you weren't, she didn't dress bad, but she wasn't like, yeah, like basically half the time she's trying to run and get her bathing suit on. So it's like, what do um,
Okay, so this is her then. In other words, that's normally how she acts.
Yeah,
Takes her
it's not
clothes
just
off and have
because
a
she's
good
yeah,
time.
poor.
yeah,
It's
like
because
that's
she
how she
doesn't like
acted all
clothes.
last season too. But she wasn't
Got it.
last season. She only came on the weekends or something, so she wasn't there as much. But
Okay.
now, like
Well, who
every
was
time,
not?
what'd you say?
Who was?
Shanice only came on the weekends because remember she used to work during the week last
Yes,
season.
yes, yes. Uh-huh,
So we didn't see her like every single day taking her clothes off like we do now, but she was every day she was there, she was exactly the same. Getting fully
She
naked,
was
always
naked. She
showing
was
her
naked.
always taking her top off, like every single thing. So I'm like,
Mhm.
so for her to be so
Wow.
sensitive, so we never thought she was a great dresser. And for Summer to make that comment, And so then I guess they all were insulted or something when Summer said she has the best body. And then it was like, well, why are you laughing or whatever? And then, so I'm not really sure. Yeah, like I have to go back and watch it. I really wasn't sure what they actually were arguing about, honestly.
Yeah.
But
But I
Jordan
feel
did
like
kind of snap. And then when Summer snapped back, everyone was kind of like, "Ooh, Summer," like it was Summer's fault. So, and then at that point, I think everybody was crying or whatever. So I don't know.
I feel like if somebody hits you where it matters most, then you well, you feel some type of way about that, right? Shanice knew she did not have the money to be, going out shopping, and so you just lost your job, and somebody's telling you that you're not dressing your best. You feel
I
some type
think
of
that's
way
true
because
about Shanice, but I still don't feel like I understand fully the argument between Jordan and Summer. Like I really don't. And then even when they got back in the car to try to talk about it more, I still was like, okay, somebody needs to stop talking so we can understand. I don't even really understand what they're arguing about.
I agree. I agree with that.
What about you guys? Sheila, Goody, do you all know? Maybe you all can tell
No,
me something I
I
missed.
didn't understand either. So I'll be honest. I thought maybe they've always had tension. So I was just kind of just watching them because I didn't understand why they were fighting. I thought
Like
first
they're
I thought
kind
they
of
were
newer
good friends.
friends, so I'm not sure. Like, yeah, I
And
feel
then
like it must be something behind it that we haven't seen yet. Because I was like, wait, what? And they're kind of newer friends because Summer was an add-on to the show last season, so it's not like
Well,
they
yeah,
have the
because
same history that Jordan has with Jasmine.
Jordan
So
was
I
best
don't know.
friends. Jordan was best friends with Jasmine. Okay, all of a sudden, she goes to this other summer house. Excuse me. Shit.
You okay over there?
Holy. Shit.
That's your ancestors telling you to put down the vodka, girl.
I cannot.
Shit.
Why don't you mute yourself and take a minute, Maud?
I don't want to hear that disgusting coughing.
Go ahead, guys. Shit.
Ma'am.
Okay, so anyway, get back to what Maud was what Maud was speaking about. Was she referencing their relationship in the past or something?
Well, no. So what she was saying is Jordan and Jasmine were like really tight and they sort of fallen out. But Summer was, I forgot who friend Summer was. Maybe she was Jasmine's friend, I guess. So she invited Summer, but Summer was new, kind of like Noelle is new, right? And so then after whatever happened between Jordan and Jasmine, Jordan has been kicking it with Summer and Bria or whatever, which you've seen as much as we've seen, because it's just sort of like flashbacks, them talking about it. We didn't see it, you know what I'm saying? Because she just met Summer last season. So so they've gotten closer in that year since we've seen them since last summer, but we don't know, that was all off camera. So we don't really know. Like they took a trip together, I think, right before this to Jamaica and stuff.
Yeah, and they're always hanging out together. At first, Jasmine thought it was because she wasn't in New York, but when she got back to New York, they still wasn't calling her to come out.
Yeah, and I think at some point, Summer lives in LA or whatever, so she's not, but she comes to New York a lot, or I don't know if she moved back to New York or something. So, but it was like she was coming to New York and staying with Jordan, you know what I mean? And Jordan is like her new BFF. So I don't think we have enough. Like it's a new friendship, so I'm not clear as to whatever issues they may have. I think it's more than what we saw in this episode.
What issues?
Thoughts on Jordan saying that Summer was at her building, like really acting out and kissing up on. I understood what she was saying from the perspective.
I was going to ask you that question, Goody. I was going to ask you because she said, Park Avenue,
they kind of blurred out where she lived. They blurred
That's
out
why
where she
I asked,
lives.
like, what does she do now? Because I'm like, girl, how much are you making modeling that you can afford a place on Park Avenue? That's what I wanted to know.
She might have a sugar daddy, but
I
I
assume,
thought
yeah,
they
that's what.
blipped out where she was. This is the thing about that. I totally understand where she's like, I'm the only one. She was like, this is the other summer houses. This ain't summer house, Martha's Vineyard. You can't be down here twerking and doing all that. You gonna make me look bad. So
but
I
but
get it.
but Goody,
Mm?
what street on Park Avenue?
I don't know. They they responsibly blurred out where she lives. But
I don't give a fuck
oh
where you live
ma'am.
on Park Avenue. Park Avenue. I don't give a fuck where you live on Park
But
Avenue.
yeah, I would
There is such in a brick. It's so busy on that Park
this
Avenue.
is my
Like,
thing. You
why is it
can't
a privilege?
I don't live on Park Avenue and don't be in front of my house carrying on and kissing up. Get off of my lawn with this foolishness. I'm calling the cops. You're loitering.
Mhm.
You're loitering. Goody, did you say that?
I did. Don't I don't want to see it. Keep that. Get a room. Get a room. I am totally the get a room girl. Get a room.
So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you live, though. As don't disrespect me, not outside of my apartment, because she
Right.
acted like,
Don't be
oh,
out
I
here
live in
acting
this
all slack.
prestigious place. What?
Don't be out here acting slack and loose, because then the people are gonna think that birds of a feather flock together.
They sure do. They sure do, because you invited her. You know who is in the car. You know who the two people who are in the car. So why are you acting like, oh my gosh, go away, go away? You know who you're dealing with.
I agree.
Okay, Erica, when you can't pick me up, you already know who you're dealing with. You know it's mad. You know I don't do that foolishness. I am not gonna be kissing my husband on the streets, like acting like no, no, brother.
And
I've
y'all
been
know
married
that if
to your
I'm in the
ass.
car,
I've
I'm
been
yelling out the window,
married.
get a room. Mommy, Mr. Mod, get a room.
Oh my God, God forbid, God
You don't have
forbid.
any rooms in that house.
You already know I will never do that outside of your house. Okay? So you know what? You know what? You know what? Show me who you are. Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Don't come over here acting like I'm losing my hair. I'm losing my
Faithful,
hair. I'm calling out people who are making out outside of my house. Bullshit.
Faith Ford, as a New Yorker, I don't want to see it. I am calling the cops. I'm definite. If I'm living in the building and I see my neighbors' friends outside acting slack and kissing up on each other, I'm definitely going to give the side eye and be like, I might not call the cops. I'll be, them girls are so slack. I'm definitely saying it. I'm definitely But that's
And,
just
and Goody, I'm giving them that old Southern look where you look at you and just kind of do your little nod, shake your little head, keep on walking by, let you know this ain't what's up. This ain't what's happening out here.
And the way she was making it seem, she made it seem like they were really going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she did make it seem like it was a lot.
Sounded like there was some fellatio.
No, at that point I felt like, is she jealous?
She said it. She did say it was her favorite bartender.
Exactly. I was like, are you jealous? That I'm receiving all this. You have not
Wait, what she
received
was
it.
receiving, Ma?
Cha. You know what I'm saying? Like my husband is gonna
She was receiving the oh wow.
Exactly. If we get Maud in the car, we know what we got in the car. You right about that, Maud. You said that. So we know what to expect.
Okay. Okay, wait a minute. So Faith says New Yorkers don't care. We've seen it all. That's right, Faith. Let the young women be free.
I know that. I
Yeah,
was
so
telling
let us
Faith.
all be
Oh
free.
nah, I
Okay,
don't
let
want.
us all be free.
Exactly.
I
I
don't
know
want to
that's
see.
right. I'm like, if I finally find me somebody, whatever, whosever house we at, that's where we at.
Exactly.
I'll call the cops, Erica. If you
It's
in
been
my
too
house with all of the kissy face, I'll
and you,
call the cops and be like,
it's
"Yo,
been too
I
many
don't even
years.
know how
And
they got in here, but please get rid of them."
thank you. I'm like, it's been too long. It's like, shoot, if I find it, I find it.
Oh,
These dudes ain't even worth kissing on the mouth anymore.
I tell you
Okay.
what.
I can't deny
Yeah.
that. That's true. That part is true.
So
When
what
I
we
kiss
got
these
looking
men on the
forward to
mouth,
next week? So do we have anything to look forward to? Like those two gentlemen that who Jasmine, what was that? The one that she bought, the two gentlemen. Are they gonna be there next week?
I
I
am
don't
excited
know
about next. I'm excited
Jasmine.
about next week.
what's supposed to happen next week.
Next week we're gonna find out if Phil is coming, or if Phil comes, is the girl is
Mariah,
what's her name? Yeah, if
Mariah.
Mariah is gonna be bringing her into the situation. So I'm
this
excited
is
about
this is the thing about Noel and getting out the house.
that.
It
Noel, yeah.
seems that Phil is going to be down there with his boys. Now that's a way to get out the house. I'd be over Phil house.
Okay,
Phil's gonna have the fellas, but
okay.
Phil's a wild boy. His friends might also be wild boys because birds of a feather flock together. That's why
Okay.
you can't be down to my house with all that kissy face. Get out of here. Come to my house with the kissy face, and then these men think I'm gonna kiss them on their mouth. No.
And then we see more of Alex being like, "Oh, I had a hard relationship or something," right? He
He
has
had no hard
Bullshit.
relationship. He full of it.
Bullshit.
He full of it.
Bullshit with Alex. Alex is full of bullshit.
What I'm
yeah.
interested in, because I know that the girlfriends will be visiting. Where
Where are they gonna sleep? That's what I said the first episode. I was like, they put all the guys. So Amir's gonna have his girlfriend, and Nick is gonna have his girlfriend in these open air bunk beds. Like,
And
no.
furthermore, it seems like a lot of people. It seems like a lot of people sleeping in the same bed together. Like, what's going on?
In fact, I was asking the same thing. I said, "Oh my gosh, I the girl
Right?
who's losing her
Why
hair,
is Jordan and
Shanice,
Summer in the same
Summer.
she's
bed,
sharing a bed.
and the
Sharing
new
a
girl
bed.
got a whole room to herself? Like, girl, we
Yeah,
don't even
I'm
know
not
you.
doing
Like,
that. As a matter of fact,
Exactly.
no, I'm not doing that. The
She
only
has an
person
extra
to
bed
get
over
in my
there.
bed
Why
is
are they
my
sharing a
sister.
bed?
Get out of my bed. No.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
And then if there are rooms for everybody, and I was one of the fellas, and I saw that the girls were shacking up with each other, I'd be like, nah, take your stuff. I'm sleeping in this room. If you want to sleep in Jordan's room, I'm gonna sleep in the room designated for you.
right, exactly. If you guys can share a bed, then you all can be in the bunk bed room. Why do we have to be down there? And when our girlfriend comes, now it's uncomfortable because she in a room with two other dudes. Like, it doesn't even make sense. And then Preston gets his own room. Like, the whole room thing, I don't begin to understand how they
Preston
came
Boot
up with
gonna
that,
pop in too, though.
or why they even chose this house. Like, it's got to be other houses. Like, I don't even need, I'm not sure what this adds to the storyline, because I felt from the beginning like, okay, this is weird. Why did they have the guys all in this open air thing?
This is the
And they
kind of trip.
know,
It looked like Giselle planned this trip for Potomac.
right? I'm like, what is going on here? Yeah, why? And two of the girlfriends are coming. Like, why would you even just get another house? Like, that's the part where I'm like,
Child,
Bravo, what is
I'm
you doing?
confused. I'm
So
confused.
yeah, the girlfriends coming and having to be in the bunk bed situation is weird. Um,
I
But next,
assume
I
that
know
they're
what I
not
would
going
do.
to do that. I assume they would just be like, "We'll just get a room." Like I can't imagine
I
Guess
that's
anybody.
what?
what I would be
Guess
doing. I'd
what?
be
Yeah, me
If I was
too.
a
paying
Well, I'm
girlfriend,
not getting a room. I just say come
but
over.
Sheila,
Not
Sheila, if I was a girlfriend, I don't give a damn. I'm not getting a room outside of the situation. I'm over here. I want an upper bed so I can let you know how we go down. Okay?
ew. No. But what about this? I know next season I would
right.
be the first person in that house picking my
Okay.
room. Next season? Yeah. I
Okay, so
got
when I
you.
can make you
I'm coming.
uncomfortable,
If they say
I'm
we
gonna
checked in,
goody.
huh?
I'm gonna make you uncomfortable. So the next season, you're gonna be like, you know what? We're
Nah.
not messing up with Mad.
No, no.
Because Mad will be calling all her ancestors.
No,
Okay?
sir. Let me tell you a secret. Next season, if they say we check into the house on Wednesday at 12 p.m., I'm already
I'm
in
coming up on
Martha's Vineyard.
Tuesday. I'm coming up
Yeah,
on Tuesday.
I'm
You're not
already there.
about to put me in no open air room for me and my significant other to be banging when everybody goes to sleep.
Nah, but you
Not
was just talking about how you get a man, you gonna kiss him in the mouth. Kiss him in the
But
mouth
I
in the
want to
front
tell you,
door.
I want to ask you, this is a question I have for you. What does it matter? We saw what happened last season where people lived in upstairs. We could hear them.
That was kind of gross.
It
Yeah,
was
and
grass.
that was
But
disgusting. And now you're gonna put
Sheila,
them all in the same
Sheila,
room together.
wait
the
a minute.
last
Wow.
episode was
Did we talk
grass.
about Jasmine being pregnant?
Girl,
We talked a little bit about it last
we
week.
don't
I'm
know.
not clear why she doesn't
We
want to
cannot
stay
talk about
here.
that. We cannot talk about that her being pregnant because we don't know yet. According to the season, she's not still acknowledged that she's pregnant. So
But on her social, she's pregnant, right?
I think she had the baby now.
Goody, she has a baby already.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't checked.
She has a baby girl, but we're not going to talk about that. And we're going to dilute the whole season.
So I think that's all for this episode.
Yes.
We've been on here for an hour and 51 minutes.
Is it? Shit.
My takeaways is not to have y'all around my house with any men. That's my takeaway, my personal takeaway. Your takeaway is that if you should happen to be around my house and there's a man around, know that man might be a police officer because I'm calling the cops.
Oh wait, I'm looking on her Instagram. It's a little boy, actually.
Oh, it's a boy.
Yeah, because it says Silas Jr. Silas
Oh
Jr.
no! Oh God, no!
Can you? You cannot share the page. Yeah,
Let me
they're
see.
about to do that.
I don't
on
think
our...
so. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think only you can do that. I think. Or let me
I
see.
don't
Hold
know,
on.
but
Let me see. Maybe so. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. See if I can pull it
That's
up.
cute. What's her name on IG?
Hold on. My computer.
What's her name on IG?
Wait, just a second. It's Jasmine Ellis Cooper. Oh, wait, what happened? Okay. Oh, wait, hold
That
on.
African man last name is Cooper.
Yeah, because you know why? He's from
They
East,
changed
which
it?
is no, because he's from West Africa. West Africans, they have American names.
Wait, can you see? Let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to share it. Let's see.
Well, just listen.
Wait, can you see it? Because I clicked share screen,
I
but
got it. I'm
Okay.
gonna share you. I'm gonna share it with you guys. Hold on one second. Listen. Present. Share the screen, guys. I got you. I got you. That's Jasmine. Yeah, that's okay.
And that's
Child.
Silas.
Where's the baby? I don't want to see all
it's
this.
the second post, Mod. It's the next post. It's not that post. It's the
Okay.
next one.
Okay, hold on.
The second one. That one. Yeah.
That's a baby.
I love this for her.
That's a baby. Super cute. I feel like I want to be pregnant right now. Where's Mr.
No,
Maud?
please. Okay. On that note, because the cops.
Well,
That's our
you said
time.
that right. Goody, it's been nice talking to you, Mom.
Exactly. Everyone.
Goody, have a good night, and I'll see y'all on the next episode.
God bless y'all folks. Good
Same
night.
Have a
here.
wonderful
Good
night.
night,
And you take
everyone.
care of
Good night.
yourself, Mom. Bye.
I love you guys. See you
I
next
love
week.
you.
Bye, everybody. Did I scare everybody? Jesus Christ.